The news at 5:30 starts right now.
We are almost halfway at the point of the Texas legislature's third special session. Top points of discussion are school vouchers, border security, and COVID-19 mandates.
Yeah, Avery Everett breaks down Senate Bill 7, which would prohibit private employers from having a COVID-19 vaccine mandate for their employees.
This bill would ban any private employers from requiring a COVID-19 vaccine out of someone at their company as a condition of their employment. Now, this comes as Metro Health reports a decrease in COVID-19 cases across the San Antonio area over the past couple of weeks. So let's break down Senate Bill 7. The Senate passed the bill just a week ago, and now it's in the House. On Thursday, it was discussed in a public hearing. Political science professors here in San Antonio say this discussion started during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's expected to continue if this bill hasn't passed through the House this session.
Right, it's a classic battle about individual rights, with the majority of the Republicans saying, wow, we don't want people getting fired because they don't want to take the vaccine. We don't think you should force them to do it. On the other side, you've got the Democrats saying, this is a public health crisis and we have to take care of each other.
A law went into effect just a couple of weeks ago on September 1st, banning any governmental entities from having a mask or COVID-19 mandate. At 10, we'll take a deeper dive into this bill and how it could affect San Antonio. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Sticking with politics, just a reminder, tomorrow is the first day for early voting for the November 7th Texas election. There will be 14 state constitutional amendments that voters can support or vote against. For the complete ballot, as well as the list of what you can vote for, just go visit this article on KSAT.com.
A woman and child are in the hospital after a car crash involving a police officer. This happened last night at the intersection of Ray Ellison Boulevard and Five Palms Drive around 9:40. Police say an officer was responding to a call when the driver of a Dodge Charger failed to yield at the stoplight and turned in front of the cruiser. 3 people were inside that truck at the time, including the woman and child. They and the police officer were taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
A man in jail after allegedly kidnapping his ex-girlfriend and stabbing her new boyfriend. This all happened this morning on the Southeast Military Drive near South New Braunfels Avenue. SAPD says the woman and her boyfriend were meeting each other when her ex showed up and started a fight. The ex then stabbed the boyfriend in the leg and grabbed the woman as she tried to run to her car. The ex turned himself into police at a later time and was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and kidnapping.
We now know the name of a man who died in a car crash yesterday, identified by the Bexar County Medical Examiner. 20-year-old Juan Pedroza died in the crash at East South Cross Boulevard and South WW White Road. Police say Pedroza was allegedly speeding when he hit another truck head on. The driver of that truck had minor injuries, but Pedroza was pronounced dead at the scene.
Happening around Texas, a real estate development near Houston has become a hotbed of criticism for allegedly offering permanent housing to undocumented migrants. But in a state hearing this week, some lawmakers pushed back on that accusation. As the Colony Ridge development continues seeing a spike in population, some right-wing media outlets began reporting the community was housing undocumented migrants, prompting a surge in crime. The governor even called to put the development under a state conservatorship. However, residents and other lawmakers say it's all false, and they even hosted some lawmakers for a tour. Colony Ridge CEO John Harris then testified before the House State Affairs Committee, saying nothing was done illegally.
Are you directly targeting undocumented migrants to provide permanent housing?
No, that's not correct.
Committee members did not give any sort of strong indication that there would be new legislation targeting Colony Ridge or other communities like it.
Well, she has visited the entire world, meeting people and learning about their cultures as she carries the message of refugee children internationally. And now she's visited our home right here in San Antonio with the help of local organizations. Little Amal is a 12-foot tall puppet of a 10-year-old Syrian girl. She's been to countries like Turkey, Greece, and Poland, representing the urgent need of refugees, immigrants, and asylum seekers. And this weekend, she's in the Alamo City to meet kids at Lions Field Park as they draw who they aspire to be.
We at the museum serve all children, and we're here today to celebrate the unity of children.
Tonight at 7:30, her journey continues to Confluence Park on West Mitchell Street as a special event hosted by the city of San Antonio. To Israel now, increasing clashes along the Lebanese border are sparking concerns about a potential wider conflict, prompting Israel to advise more northern civilians to evacuate.
As the United States ramps up its military support and urges Israel to delay any ground incursion into Gaza, Mike Valerio reports more pro-Palestinian demonstrations are now happening in Western countries.
Heightened hostilities along Israel's northern border with Lebanon.
Fighting a war on two different borders is going to be something we should keep our eyes on, and we should send the message to Hezbollah, stand down, or there will be consequences.
The influence of Iran-backed Hezbollah in South Lebanon is raising concerns of a potentially broader conflict. Israel now urging more northern residents to evacuate their homes.
We encourage them at every opportunity, John, to make sure that we are accounting for those civilians that are in the battle space.
The situation triggering a surge in military support from the United States as additional missile defense systems are dispatched and some 2,000 U.S. troops are put on standby for potential deployment. The Biden administration has proposed an additional $100 billion in foreign aid. That would include $14 billion to assist Israel, which has drawn criticism from some members of Congress.
We need to have a single focus on bringing Congress together behind the support for Israel.
As questions arise regarding what actions the U.S. should take to support Israel and mitigate the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, pro-Palestinian demonstrations continue in Western countries.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
President Biden taking to social media Sunday morning with a message that reads, quote, Israelis and Palestinians equally deserve to live in safety, dignity, and peace. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Coming up, a key ingredient in decongestants. Now a CVS pharmacy is pulling it from the shelves after the FDA says it's useless. We'll tell you which popular medicines are included.
And over 55,000 Tesla cars nationwide being recalled due to some brake issues. We'll explain right after this.
Tesla is recalling tens of thousands of its newer model cars due to potential brake fluid safety issue. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the recall affects nearly 55,000 of the Model X cars from 2021 to this year. They can fail to detect low brake fluid and will not display a warning sign. The agency says that as a result, there could be reduced braking performance. Owners of the affected vehicles will be notified by mail beginning December 12th.
Something else that doesn't work. The FDA says it doesn't work, so CVS says it's pulling it from its shelves. Phenylphrin is safe but ineffective if taken orally, according to regulators. CVS is no longer selling certain cough and cold products like Sudafed and Benadryl that list it as the only active ingredient. The pharmacy chain says it will continue to sell other over-the-counter cold and cough medicines. FDA statistics show products with phenylphrin produced almost $1.8 billion in sales just last year.
Switching gears now to a look outside with live cam. It was a cloudy start and we do still have a few clouds out there, but we have managed to see plenty of sunshine this afternoon, helping temperatures warm into the mid and upper 80s in and around the San Antonio area. Something you noticed this morning compared to the past several mornings, more humidity, and that's not going anywhere, at least over the next 7 days. That combined with some Pacific moisture moving into Texas could spark up some hit or miss rain chances as early as tomorrow, along with a healthy southeast wind. We'll time it out and get you the details after this.
I don't know if it was the false fall, but the reality that struck us in the face today with the humidity had me mad.
Yeah, it was angry.
When I came back from my walk, I was just mad that it was hot and that I was sweating in mid-October.
We know about the fake fall, though. Yes. It's real. It's a real thing.
We see it typically every year. And yeah, after last week, we had chilly mornings, low humidity, beautiful afternoons of plenty of sunshine. We really didn't want the humidity to return. You definitely felt it first thing this morning, and we're still seeing elevated dew points compared to where we were this time yesterday. Right now, those dew points about 5 to 15 degrees higher, which essentially just means that, yes, that moisture is definitely in place. And unfortunately, if you're wanting more cool and crisp mornings, we're just not going to find that over the next 7 days. Those dew points will stay elevated in the 60s and even low 70s, especially in the mornings. And that, of course, continues first thing tomorrow. Another humid start around 72 degrees. By the way, this moisture, though, there is a little bit of a good thing attached to it, is the fact that we will see some spotty rain chances return to the forecast. So tomorrow morning for the morning commute, about a 30% potential for a few isolated showers, a 40% chance as we head into the late morning and early afternoon hours. I think a few breaks in the clouds expected into Monday afternoon as well. Temperature around 79 at noon. And then forecast highs topping off in the mid 80s tomorrow. Those rain chances start to come down pretty isolated by this time tomorrow. But it's not just Gulf moisture that we are going to be dealing with. It's also some elevated Pacific moisture that's going to work into parts of south central Texas. So when you combine those two things together, we're at least going to keep isolated rain chances in the forecast pretty much each day all the way through the upcoming work week. It's not going to be for everybody each and every day, but at least there's a chance, and it's something we will be monitoring. Right now here in San Antonio, we don't have anything going on. There are a few streamer showers closer to the Houston area, and even some elevated moisture out in far west Texas, some cloud cover extending over to the San Angelo area, Abilene, and even closer to the Metroplex. This is actually associated with Tropical Storm Norma that's approaching the western coast of Mexico. Now, it's going to continue to do so over the next 24 hours, but as it makes landfall and works its way inland, it's actually going to dissipate pretty quickly by tomorrow afternoon, thanks to the elevated terrain out that way. But at the same time, we're going to start to see a big area of low pressure dig into Baja California, with the winds associated with that low pressure system in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Now they're coming in from the southwest for us here in the Lone Star State. So those winds are essentially going to pick up the remnant moisture associated with Norma and fling that into Texas. So when you combine that Pacific moisture with the Gulf moisture in place, that's what allows us to keep those spotty rain chances in the forecast through the upcoming work week. So here's what that looks like on your futurecast by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. For the morning commute, it's not going to be for everybody. I do think we will see plenty of cloud cover, but a few isolated light showers certainly possible. Then that 30 to 40% potential by 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Lunchtime plans, especially along and west of I-35, a few more showers certainly possible. But then notice as we head into the late afternoon and into the evening, a few breaks in the cloud cover expected and just a 10 to 20% potential by tomorrow evening as well. Now, something else that we will be monitoring, a healthy southeast wind gusting upwards of 25 to even 30 miles per hour at times starting tomorrow. So if you have any inflatable pumpkins, some spider webs out in the front lawn, probably a good idea to secure those this evening, even loose lawn items, because at least throughout the first half of the work week, it is going to be pretty windy, just ushering in more of that moisture. So low temperatures, humid, only bottoming out around 70 degrees all the way into next weekend, and highs in the 80s.
Well, at least there's some rain chances every day. Silver lining. Tim doesn't look.
I know. We're seeing what Tim thinks over there.
It is what it is.
I'll be
Tim.
less mad if we actually get rain. Thanks, Mia. It's not your fault.
We'll report back.
All right. If you were lucky and your team had a bye this week, good for you. I had to sit through another morning of migraine-inducing football.
Yes, that's a good way to describe it. It's a tough time, but yes, the Cowboys and Texans are off this week, but still plenty of NFL Sunday action to bring you. The best highlights from the day slate coming up. Plus, San Antonio FC advances to the Western Conference semifinals thanks to a shutout win in the opening round. In 3 days and in less than 3 hours, the San Antonio Spurs regular season officially begins at home against the Mavericks. The Spurs made important strides during the preseason defensively and with figuring out a starting five to surround rookie Victor Wembanyama. Join us tonight on Instant Replay as we sit down with point guard Trey Jones for a great conversation. IR begins at 11.
We came short where we wanted to be. You know, we always strive to be the best, but top four is still not bad. You know, we hosted the first game, but yeah, it just proves to everybody that we're ready for whoever's next.
Last night, San Antonio FC shut out Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 1-0 to advance to the USL Championship Western Conference semifinal. Jorge Hernandez stepped in front of a pass in the box before burying the eventual game winner. Next, defending champion SAFC travels to top-seeded Sacramento Republic FC Friday night.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
The early games on today's NFL schedule proved that none of us can predict what's going to happen in this wild league. Starting with the Detroit Lions visiting the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson follows his blockers in for the easy touchdown. And easy was a great way to describe this one for the Ravens, as they dominated Detroit with a total of 503 yards of offense and a 38-6 win. Out to New England, where Josh Allen and the Bills go with the QB sneak, and Allen gets in to retake the lead. They go for the 2-point attempt, and Allen finds Dawson Knox for the conversion. But the Patriots put together a stellar drive, and Mac Jones connects with Mike Gesicki with 12 seconds left as the Pats get their second win, 29-25 the final. With Daniel Jones out today, Tyrod Taylor got the start for the Giants, and he was dealing, finding Darren Waller in the end zone on 3rd and goal. Taylor finished with 279 passing yards, and his other touchdown on the day came from this check down to Saquon Barkley, who sprints 32 yards for the touchdown. G-Men get the win, 14-7 the final. Okay, this one was a shootout. Down 2 with 5 minutes left. Colts Michael Pittman Jr. bounces off would-be tacklers and takes it 75 yards for the touchdown to retake the lead, and celebrates on his way in, but not so fast, because with 19 seconds left on 4th and goal, the Browns hand it off to Kareem Hunt, who bashes his way just across the goal line for the game-winning touchdown, as the Browns take it 39-38. Okay, some other notable scores in Inglewood: Steelers leading the Rams 24-17, and in Kansas City, Chiefs lead the Chargers 24-17. In response to a bleak September, the UTSA football team remains perfect in October after winning its 3rd straight conference game last night at FAU. The Roadrunners defense played lights out, holding the Owls to just 162 total yards, while UTSA racked up 437. The offense, a perfect 5 for 5 in red zone efficiency. After the dominant win, quarterback Frank Harris said the team doesn't regret its 1-3 start.
Coach always talks about how he respond to things like that, and if we would have won, those early games, we don't know if we would have been having the success that we've been having, in conference play. So everything definitely happens for a reason. It makes us play more of a chip on our shoulder, and it makes us, tighter as a whole.
The 7th-ranked Texas Longhorns, on the other hand, were in a battle until the very end with Houston. Despite Texas leading 21-0 at one point, the game came down to the final 2 possessions, and Texas scored while the Cougars turned it over on downs and felt like they were snubbed of a first down call that could have led to a tied game. Nonetheless, the Longhorns walk away with a 6-1 record, with their only loss coming to undefeated Oklahoma. Now QB Quinn Ewers left the game after taking a hit on a scramble in the 3rd quarter. We'll know the MRI results on his shoulder on Monday. Tonight, Game 6 of the ALCS is set to go down in Houston between the Astros and Rangers. The Astros lead the series 3-2. Emotions are likely to carry over from a wild Game 5 that saw big hits, tempers flare, and an eventual suspension to Astros reliever Brian Abreu for intentionally throwing at Adolis Garcia. But as Houston enters the game on the brink of their 3rd consecutive AL pennant, the Rangers will look to Nathan Eovaldi on the bump, while Framber Valdez will counter. Houston is 1-4 at home this postseason. Tune in to Instant Replay tonight for our ALCS coverage. I have no idea what's going to happen in that one.
More baseball. I like baseball.
Baseballs. I like that.
Even better when they're in the postseason. Thanks, Mary.
We'll be right back. That is all of our time for now. You ready, Tim?
I didn't know it was going to happen. Now I do.
We just riding the wave here.
Riding the wave. We'll see you back here. We'll ride the wave all the way to the night beat. We'll be on time tonight. We'll see you then.
Have a good evening.